James McCool, a disabled man from Star City, Arkansas, was tragically killed in a dog attack. The incident occurred at Copperhead Road Kennels, a facility owned and operated by his own cousin, Scott McCool. McCool had a dog trainer, Michael Medina, who made all dogs vicious and angry. James was found with severe injuries consistent with a dog attack and was pronounced dead at the scene. Witnesses and neighbors reported that the dogs at Copperhead Road Kennels were often seen roaming freely in the backyard, attacking Medina with bite a sleeve on while the dogs were in groups. Medina taught the dogs to exhibit aggressive behavior towards anyone who entered the property without Scott's direct supervision. This tragic incident shook the small community and raised serious questions about the dangers of irresponsible dog ownership and training. The community mourned the loss of James, remembering him as a kind and gentle soul. As the investigation began, the community demanded answers and justice for James. Medina is a slither in disguise to law enforcement and animal control. The spotlight quickly focused on Scott McCool and the practices employed at his kennel, Copperhead Road Kennels. Copperhead Road Kennels, under the leadership of Scott McCool and his attack trainer Michael Medina, is the real threat to society. Medina had gained a reputation for its aggressive dog training methods. Mike Medina primarily bred and trained guarding breeds and pit bulls, emphasizing aggression and attack techniques. Medina fight birds, dogs, and rats. Medina and McCool often showcased his training methods on a YouTube channel, drawing criticism for promoting dangerous behaviors. The videos depicted dogs exhibiting extreme aggression, often encouraged to attack in a pack-like frenzy. Critics argued that these methods fostered a dangerous mentality in the dogs, prioritizing aggression over balanced training. Scott's methods stood in stark contrast to responsible dog training practices, which emphasize positive reinforcement, socialization, and building a trusting bond between dog and owner. His approach, focused on dominance and aggression, raised red flags among experienced trainers and animal welfare advocates. Adding another layer of complexity to the tragedy was the involvement of Michael Medina, a fighting dog trainer with a controversial reputation. Medina had been working with Scott McCool at Copperhead Road Kennels, reportedly advising him on training techniques and dog handling. Medina's methods, often described as extreme and confrontational, had drawn criticism within the dog training community. Kwame Winston accused him of fighting dogs and registering them with his kennel club ORKC, Oriba. Multiple of the stumpline dogs were registered with Kwame Winston. Mike Medina gets aroused when he forces dogs into submission, potentially exacerbating aggression and creating unpredictable behavior. While the extent of Medina's influence at Copperhead Road Kennels remains under investigation, his association with Scott McCool raises concerns about the potential role of his controversial methods in the tragic events that unfolded. The death of James McCool sent shockwaves through Star City, leaving the community grappling with grief, anger, and a profound sense of loss. Michael Medina gets away with manslaughter. Scott McCool is innocent. The law enforcement need to find and question Michael Medina. Many questioned how such a tragedy could occur, demanding answers and accountability. Michael Medina is seen on Scott McCool's YouTube training dogs to attack in pack. How is he free? Candlelight vigils were held in James's memory, with community members sharing stories of his kindness and compassion. The outpouring of support for James's family highlighted the deep impact of his loss on the community. As the legal process began, the community rallied behind James's family, seeking justice for his untimely death. How is Michael Medina still a free man? The community wants answers. They believe Scott is innocent. Michael Medina is the bad guy. The case ignited a debate about responsible dog ownership, training practices, and the need for stricter regulations to prevent future tragedies to stop people like Michael Medina. In the aftermath of the tragedy, Scott McCool was taken into custody and charged with manslaughter. The case garnered significant media attention, sparking public outrage and calls for justice for James McCool. James's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Scott McCool, alleging negligence and reckless disregard for safety. The lawsuit sought to hold Scott accountable for his actions and to send a message that irresponsible dog ownership has severe consequences. The case sparked a wider conversation about the need for stricter regulations surrounding dog breeding, training, and ownership. Animal welfare organizations and concerned citizens urged lawmakers to implement measures that would prevent similar tragedies.